Yo, 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 yo. What up? What it do, YouTube? That's right. It's your boy, that boy, Lamont, that way Jones, back in the building. Yep, that's right. It's your boy, Lamont, that way Jones, back in the building. It is. And with that being said, topic of discussion is something that I think I ain't gonna say every, I'm just gonna say most. This is something that I think just about most every person of color, you know, should know about because I noticed a lot of them don't. You dig? Anyway, with that being said, I just wanted to thank everybody who decided to take the time out to stop and rock with that boy, Lamont. That way, Jones, this way. You dig? But anyway, back to what I was saying. I think every person of color should, know about this topic I'm about to speak on because I noticed, like I just said, like I just stated, a lot of them don't. Okay. Now, a lot of people don't know, man, that a lot of us are of Indian descent. A lot of people that they label as African Americans, a lot of us don't get me wrong now. We all at some point, by Africa being the first, you know, continent where life actually began. Don't get me wrong, we're all some way, just with that being said, we're all in some way connected, you know, with Africa just because of that, okay? But what a lot of people fail to realize, don't understand is a lot of Africans and Native Americans, well, mostly Native Americans, because they were the ones in America first, But back in school, in history, they wanted to teach everybody that Christopher Columbus discovered America, and those who don't know, like Maury, like the Maury Povich, like Maury, you say on the Maury Povich show, that was a lie. Yeah, but I'm sure it's a lot of you that already knew about that. But I just said that for the ones who don't. And anyway, the reason I'm continuing to speak on this topic is this: the real truth. I'm finna give you guys the real truth on some things about most of our, heritage and ethnic background. Okay, the real truth when it comes to the, how can I say this? When it comes to the majority of our origins, let me just say that, excuse me. Yeah, when it comes to the majority of our origins, okay? Um, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret, okay? See, I used to, bow that African Americans, BS or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I did at one point. Now, don't get me wrong, we are at some type, like I said, linked, you know, especially people of color, linked, even the people that are not of color are some point linked, to Africa, since that's where life actually began, okay? But anyway, with that being said, I was blessed enough, man, to actually, you know, be raised by one of my, one of my great grandmothers. Not only that, I was also blessed enough to actually, you know, be almost, I'll say from my childhood all the way up until I think I was about like 16, 17 years old. I was also blessed enough to talk excuse me, talk and conversate with my great great grandmother as well. See what I'm saying? Yeah, believe it or not, but I was actually blessed enough to actually talk to her and learn a lot about our family's histories. See what I'm saying? And I happened to get a hold of some of her background through ancestry.com, and the results were pretty much amazing. As you can see, you know what I'm saying. Her hair was long all the way to the floor, and because of that, it was because, come to find out, my great great grandmother was indeed a full-blooded Cherokee Indian. Okay, I mean, I already knew that, but I wouldn't have never known how actually true it was until I actually looked this up, like on ancestry.com. Like this. Come to find out, my great great grandmother, I already knew she was a full-blooded Cherokee Indian, but when I seen it on ancestry.com, that let me know then that, you know, the woman never lied to me, and she wouldn't have any reason to. You dig? But yeah, believe it or not, man, my great great grandmother, and she was a full blooded Cherokee Indian, and she was truly blessed because she actually lived to be 108 years old. So, with that being said, to all my sisters and brothers from another mother, always remember that a lot of us are not who most of these white supremacists say we are. Because a lot of our ethnic ties are from Native Americans, okay? In other words, most of us were and are of Indian blood indeed, okay? And that's the real fucking truth. I'm serious. Regardless of what they tell you, okay? Because they don't want us to know our true identities anyway. You dig? I'm dead serious. And I'm sure a lot of black people already knew this, or should I say people of color, because like I said, a lot of us are not who they say we are, okay? Just like I just said. But yeah, man, if you look at that picture, those pictures, that's my great grandmother on over on the left side. Depends on how you looking at it. And you can already tell just by looking at the pictures. And there was her mother right beside her, which was my great great grandmother on the other side of my aunt. Dead serious. Cannot make this up, man. But yeah, so yes, my great great grandmother was a full blooded Cherokee Indian. You see how long her hair was, and then hell no, wasn't no damn Photoshop neither, okay? And damn sure as hell with no weave shit. Not way back in shit. Back in them times. Come on, man, ain't no fucking way. In the 1800s, I seriously doubt that type of shit didn't exist back then. So you know what I'm saying. So you might as well throw those fucking theories out of the window. If anybody looking at my great great grandmother's picture even having any type of those idiotic dumbass thoughts, all right. But anyway, yeah, man. But with that being said, um, because if you haven't done your research about, your true tree of your original origins and where you actually came from, then guess what? You know what that means? That means you still living the lie. You still living the oppressor's lie. You dig? Like I said, a lot of us are of Indian descent, man, and if you, I'm trying to think of his name, man. I'm gonna tell you, and if you think this is a bunch of nonsense, it's not. I know another guy. What's his name, man? I'm subscribed to him. Yeah, Dane Calloway. This dude, even though I knew about my Indian background, but this dude actually was up on this type of stuff, before I even knew who he was. So when I did stumble across his channel, his channel is called Dane Calloway, and man, this guy, he's actually, he's one of the reasons why I went on ancestry.com. Well, I actually didn't go on ancestry.com. My aunt, one of my aunties, she went on ancestry.com, and that's how I got a hold of this information. This very old and rare picture of my great grandmother when she was re- very young. Excuse me, when she was really young, and I couldn't believe when I first saw the picture of how long her hair was. That blew me away, and that let me know that she just wasn't telling me a bunch of stories, which I always believed everything she said. Anyway, I'm just saying that because the proof is in the picture of everything that she used to tell me, pretty much. But yeah, I learned a lot about our family history, and I was lucky. I feel like I was lucky because a lot of people don't even know who the hell their great grandmothers are, let alone their great grandmothers. So that's why I feel like I was very blessed, to actually be able to make it to the age of 16, 17 years old, actually still knowing and actually being raised by my great grandmother, and also keeping, you know, in very, very regular contacts, or should I say, very, how can I put this? I also, was lucky enough to also, you know, conversate and talk to my great grandmother as well for years. I mean, for years, man. But yeah, like I said, um, we. That's what I say, man. Don't continue to live a lie. You know, I mean, with that African American, bullshit that they always want to try to put on us, because a lot of us are of Indian descent. A lot of us are of Native American blood. Okay, and I'm dead ass serious, man. If you think I'm kidding, do the research, man. All you gotta do is go to Dane Calloway. That's his YouTube page, and that's also his name, Dane Calloway. If you think I'm shitting you, even though I already knew of my great grandmother's Indian descent. Only thing I'm about to try to figure out now is which tribe, because they were also telling me uh, that I could also find that out as well. So I'm gonna look into that as well, because that's another thing that Dane Calloway, talks about on his, you know, YouTube channel, is how you can actually find out of your Indian or Native American descent. Okay, so like I said, y'all, a lot of us was already over here, and a lot of Africans were already over here as well. You know, migrating, or should I say, networking with the Indians. You know, and that's just facts, true facts, and this ain't nothing. This ain't no damn conspiracy theory. These are true, well-known facts. All you gotta do is look at the picture. It's right there beside you. Right there beside me. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there was no fucking Photoshop way back then. So I don't want nobody coming with no dumbass shit like that. Well, if you do, you gotta be the fucking biggest idiot in on the planet. Okay, but anyway, with that being said, y'all listen. Don't believe the hype. See, that's another thing the Public Enemy was trying to, you know, wake y'all up to as well. That's why they used to say that on that song. And this was all part of the hype as well. This African American shit they done came up with. Don't get me wrong, a lot of us are of African American descent. But believe it or not, man, the majority of blacks, if you was born in America, you pretty much are of. I'm gonna say this: 9 times out of 10, you are of Indian, Native American blood, descent, or however you want to put it. Okay, I'm serious, man, because a lot of people don't know, man. Uh, um, I was talking to some African dudes, some real true African dudes. I think he said he was from Kenya. We used to work together a long time ago, and believe it or not, man. And then on top of that, after I talked to him, I seen a video on YouTube. They too It was some real Africans on there as well, saying, I'm gonna put y'all up on some real true game, man. Don't you know a lot of these African dudes, man? Don't you know they didn't even have a clue what the hell an African American was? I am dead serious. I cannot. Serious, y'all. Seriously, y'all. I cannot make this up. I can't. I can't. I cannot make this shit up. I cannot. I just cannot. And when I realized that, man, I was like, "Are you serious?" And that African dude, he was telling me like, he was like, "No," he was like, "We had no idea that an African American existed," and it actually kind of offended him because he was like, "Either you are from Africa or America," and when I really thought about it, I kind of felt dude, and I was like, "Well, damn." I mean, it makes a lot of sense. But these people, a lot of these real African people that came over here, like, you know, through the recent years of just past, man, these people didn't have a clue what the hell an African American was. These people didn't have a clue that that type of ethnic background even existed. I'm serious. And when I found that out, man, it was unbelievable. I am dead serious. I cannot make this shit up. So with that being said, people, listen. You know, don't continue to be blinded by your true identity, man. I mean, if you really, one of those type of people out there that still like actually trying to figure out what one of your main purposes or whatever, how you want to put it, is because of should I say, one of your purposes of existing, that should be one of your main purposes or priorities of finding out before you decide to, or how can I put this? That should be your top priority. I'm just gonna say that should be every person of color's top priority of knowing their true identity in existence. That should be, if you're a person of color, man, that should be your the foremost priority of them all. I'm serious, because I wouldn't want to die not knowing who I truly were. See, that's one of the main reasons why, they've always hidden our true identities from us and always taught us, all this extra. Don't get me wrong. I know some of the history, American history that they taught us was true, but the majority of it wasn't. The majority of it was a bunch of bullshit. Okay. That's the reason why. I mean, excuse me. One of the reasons why I'm saying that is because of the Christopher Columbus history story. You know, think about it. Oh, that ain't all they lied about. You know, when it comes to the North American way of life, a lot of people got to understand, man. America is a corporation. You understand? Why you think they got why you think one of the main cities in Massachusetts is called New England? You know why? Because North America is pretty much, I'm serious, man, pretty much ran undercoverly owned by the UK. I mean, I ain't got no reason to lie about this shit, man. You know? That's why North America been sold out to England before our black asses was even thought about. Alright? And that's why America is a corporation. They've been using their people, as slaves to pay off their debts with England when they came over here and took over. See, yeah, Christopher Columbus, he did not find North America. Hell, the Indians, most of the Native Americans was already over. This was the Indians' land, pretty much, man, okay? And what a lot of people don't know, only like only 7% of, I think it's something around in there. Only like 7 to 8% of those African, real, true African slaves got off of the slave ship before it, decided to keep on going to its next journey. To sell the rest of the slaves. Because back then, a lot of people don't know slave ownership, the slave trade was a very big business back in those days. Shit, North America wasn't the only country with slaves back then. Hell, they was just buying them, you know, because that's what time it was back then. That was a big deal back then, a big business back then. Okay, so for those who think the slavery only existed in North America back when slavery times did exist, no, it didn't. That shit was worldwide. Think I'm kidding. All you gotta do is go and do your research. Okay, that's all you gotta do. The slavery, you know, stuff been around decades before any of us were even thought of or even born. You dig? But anyway, with that being said, think about this, y'all. Don't forget what I said, okay? The only thing Christopher Columbus did was found a land that he was late as hell on knowing of its existence. Okay, he was pretty much found a land that he did not know existed. That he found the land that the Englishmen didn't even know fucking existed. That's why they say that he founded North America, because when he found it, he was so astonished to when he found the shit. He was amazed because they never knew it existed. So they were like, oh, okay, that's why they pretended to be the Indians' friends and all that, different stuff, and until they pretty much, conned them out of the whole damn continent. So don't forget, that's why you have cities like New England, because that's how the most of the Englishmen, who still, remember and know, very well about these days that I'm talking about. They believe me, they know. That's one of the main, they already know. That's one of the main reasons why you have. That's one of the main reasons. I mean, excuse me, y'all. I'm gonna get my words twisted, but what I'm trying to say is this: believe me, it's a lot of those Englishmen over there that know. That's how they look at North America, as the New England. Think about it. Why you think that city exists? So for all you, don't get me wrong, So for all you, don't get me wrong. I'm tying my words up again because I got so many thoughts running through my mind that I want to tell you guys, because I've been wanting to make this video for quite some time. So excuse me, for the stumbling of my words, okay? But what I'm really trying to say is this, y'all. Listen, I'm not gonna tell y'all nothing wrong. If I tell you guys something, believe me, I did my research on it, okay? And think about that, the next time you rooting for New England. Not saying that that's a bad thing to do. I'm just saying, remember when you say the team's name, the New England Patriots. Okay, think about that. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know, when you think about that, that's gonna make you remember. Excuse me. That's gonna make you remember. That's how they've always viewed North America, because they are the ones that came over and took over this fucking place. Don't y'all forget that now, okay? With that being said, y'all, it's that boy, Lamont, that way Jones, about to exit the building. And I'm going to say this as well. May the Most High continue to bless you and all your families, especially while you out there on that paper chase, trying to provide for your families or whatnot. You dig? Swimming with them sharks, you dig? Until next time. Oh, I almost forgot. Sorry. One more thing, you guys. Never forget, knowledge is power, okay? Nowadays, to me, even though I've been felt this way, to me, knowledge is worth more than money. And the reason I say that is this, because shit, without knowledge, you gotta have knowledge to be able to get money. You dig? That's why knowledge is power. Don't forget that. And another reason why I'm telling you guys that is this. I believe in the hype because it's a lot of stuff that they've hidden from us. Okay? Y'all just remember that. That's why the black man or people of color has always been at the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to race. You dig? Especially the ones that they, labeling as African Americans. You dig? But anyway, with that being said, till next time, y'all.